Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning, everyone. And yes, the sheriff's office is on the job today, tonight, throughout this thing. But as I echo what many of before me have said, if you're in the low-lying areas, and if you live in South Mobile County, you know you're in a low-lying area, and particularly if you're close to a stream, a creek, or to the bay or something, you're in high-risk territory. And we ask you, please don't risk the lives of our deputies and first responders if you decide to stay and start calling for help, because that's what you're going to be doing to us. And we just don't want to have to put our people in harm's way and make take life-risking chances. You've heard the saying many times, run from the water, hide from the wind. Well, you've had an extra 24 hours to get away from the water. The storm slowed down, you've got an extra 24 hours to get out of there. And if you don't know whether you're gonna flood, ask your neighbor that's been there for a while. I can tell you from many years of experience and many times past, I've seen streets and neighborhoods quickly fill up with 5, 6, 7, and even more depth of water in a short period of time. So if you make that decision to ride it out, be prepared to ride it out in one of those neighborhoods surrounded by deep, deep water for maybe a couple of days or longer before you can get out. And so again, that's what I ask you. I stress that it's your safety and the safety of the first responders. And thank you very much.
I'm going to be brief, but we talked yesterday about uncertainty, and many of you just listened to the governor's conference and meteorologists there. So is there uncertainty? Absolutely. Is the storm changing? Seems to be by the hour. What does that mean to you? What that means to you is you need to continue to watch it, because every change could mean harsher conditions for where you're at. Some changes could mean the other, but let's don't focus on that. So right now, Mobile County is still under, from the National Hurricane Center, National Weather Service Office, a hurricane warning, a storm surge warning, a high surf warning. Other parts of the county are under a flood warning, and there's also a flash flood watch. So all these warnings are in place, and they're in place because our weather service partners feel like there's some severe weather right on the cusp of being here. We've witnessed a little bit with the outer bands this morning. So like the sheriff said, and the mayor and the commissioner, it's slowed down a little bit. That gives us time to do things. So the things that you need to be doing, if you're out there in those areas where you're concerned about the coastal and the flood surge and the hurricane surge, any of the flooding, the inland flooding, the flash flooding, or you live in a manufactured home, if you live in the manufactured home, the wind, the tropical storm force, and the hurricane is a concern. So I would encourage you to go to a safer place in the county, up in the middle, the central, northern part of the county. If you've got friends or relatives, please go stay with them. Reach out to them and tell them you feel unsafe. We do have shelters open. Right now we got 2. We've got one on standby. If we start filling up, we have plenty of capacity at the 2 shelters. But the shelters are for a last resort. They're for someone who truly has nowhere to go. They're also congregate shelters, so you'll be in a shelter with other citizens, and everyone's going to get screened for COVID-19. They're going to get asked the question. They're going to get their temperature taken. So, so again, there's time to get to a safe area, and take a few minutes and do that, and then when the storm's over with, you can go back and see how things shake out. You need to be prepared for 72 hours with things like food, water, battery-operated devices. If we lose power, you need a way to get the information from the local media. And if you're going to use generators, just please be safe with them. There's all kind of inherent problems with generators. Back surge in electricity, getting people hurt, putting it in the wrong place, and putting fumes inside of a building. So be careful. Just be careful with candles if you have to use those. But there's time to get ready, ladies and gentlemen, and there's no time like now. If you feel unsafe, go to a safe place.